So you've made the most compelling case I've ever heard for the need for something like Bitcoin. So you're saying, just to make sure that everyone's following this, the whole point of Bitcoin is to escape the inflation vortex that has consumed all these previous empires.
The point of Bitcoin is to fix the money, and money is energy, and energy is life. And if I keep sucking the energy out of the economy, I'm sucking the oxygen out of your system. Either under the best case, you perform poorly. Under the worst case, I suffocate you to death or freeze you to death. That's the problem. That's why empires collapse. That's why economies collapse. And the problem is, it's not just a problem for an individual. It's not just a problem for a family. It's a problem for every institution. It's a problem for every company. It's a problem for every city, every municipality, every government, every civilization.
Thank you for the 5 super chats. Alexandra Top G. Another day, another dump in this 2025 bull run. Now, I was trying to find a correlation between inflows and price action, and it was actually inverted, much to my surprise. Quick recap. Fear and Greed 33. I like that. Crypto market 3.68. We lost some. But this is the most interesting thing. I was looking at this. Here, we'll use this arrow here. There we go. And as you can see, we had this escalation of net inflows. And I was like, oh, October 6th, the week of, building up. This should probably be a really big candle. Shouldn't it? Oh, it isn't. Look at the week of October 6th. One of our biggest red candles. That's with all those net inflows. Now, so the week prior, we had our biggest candle. This is the week of September 29th. Now, maybe it takes, because it's a legacy TardFi system and they have like old men with visors trying to reconcile, well, who bought what and where does it go once it's bought? Maybe it takes a little while to reconcile, but that still wouldn't make sense, because why that would make sense is that when we see it on this metric, when we see like this chart, maybe this takes a while, and so October 6th, this candle right here, is maybe September 29th. Maybe they're a week behind on their metrics. You think it's possible, with the advancement of the oracles and the blockchain, and we're 15 years deep, that they could have some more instant reconciliation than a week late? Because if this is the week leading up, 10-6, 10-5, 10-4, so this is like September 29th to October 6th, then we have October 6th. This is, week ending, week starting. This is that week. It's a big red candle. It just doesn't make sense sometimes. Not that it's supposed to. Not that us normie retail plebs are supposed to have full understanding how the market works, But to me, I found that kind of surprising, because I was very much prepared. Is that price moving, or is it just not, or is it literally not moving? Oh, there it is. It is moving. It does have a pulse. It does have a pulse. Meanwhile, gold has put on a little bit of what some say the beginnings of a nice little top. Kind of looks like a top. A little blow-off hammer candle. We'll see where this one is. Like, we'll know that gold has hit a top for now, a local top, if we can paint in a bearish engulfing candle and retest that 4,000 psychological metric. That'll be a big one. If this is a red candle for the week, it'd be safe to say that maybe a local top has been put in, and the money might be recirculating back into better assets like Bitcoin. So why does gold hit all-time high and Bitcoin can barely find a pulse? It's a very simple answer, because people are stupid. I say this all the time, but it's 80% retards out there, right? So it's like it takes a while, and then by the time they catch on, they think that they're smart again, right? And then they become the dumb money, right? They'll always be the dumb money because they come into it late. Now, when it comes to dumb money, I also think that the institutions are housing the dumb money. So when we have like retail buying these ETFs, because make no mistake, it is retail buying ETFs. It's not the institutions buying them. Now, there is some buying on their own private hands, but this is really normies phoning up and calling Ed their financial advisor for the past 40 years. That's made more money as a financial advisor with their account than they ever will. Saying, yeah, maybe it's time to, I don't know, buy that BlackRock ETF. And then the financial advisor, ooh, I don't think that's a good idea. Why, Ed? Because I don't really know anything about it. So I don't really want to enter you into something I don't know about. What I know about is high trailers. So when I get a good kickback of something you buy, I know a lot about that. And I've got you in all of them. I'd like you in more, but, I don't want to get too greedy. I don't want you to catch on to my game right away. But okay, hey, if you want the BlackRock ETF, I'll get you the BlackRock ETF. And that's what we're seeing here. So that is part of retail dumb money, I suppose. Looking at the charts, we got rejected from 61.8, 112, almost. But, we're just bingo, bango, bongoing. It's amongst the Fibonacci garden, right? Well, we'll pick the 61.8 flower. Oh, it's poisonous. I guess we'll go back to the 78.6. We'd like to hold this. If we break it, we will retest this channel of descension at 106. And hell hath no fury like a bull run with no upside gains, right? So we want to min be above the 200 moving average at 114.7. Let's call it 115. Right here. Now, when was the last time we saw a downturn in this 200 moving average? Oh, look at this. This is where she turned August 15th. So we had from August 15th to October 1st. Let's call it 45 days of a downturn. You can see even as the 200 moving average was creeping in a descension, we still had pumps. Let's see where if we were to see how much we dumped. What was it was, oh my God, you're not going to believe it. Cover your ears. It's 9%. We saw a 9% dump. Now, yeah, 9% dump before she turned around on October 1st. These are lagging indicators, right? They just tell you what you already know in case you didn't know it, but you kind of did. Losing 108. Laser scope pew pew. We have the symbols today. YouTube needs to make its bipolar mind. Yeah, it's amazing the inconsistencies in YouTube. For instance, it's a little under the hoodness coming at you. In order for me to do this live stream, I have to fill out all these things to make it go where it needs to go. You know what I mean? Oh, we got some viewers on Rumble today. The great Oi Pile and no calls. And you would think after doing the same, clicking on the same things for 4 years, it may have something that I can click on and say, the usual, so to speak, like a preset of sorts. You think it would have a preset for me, seeing as though I've been clicking the same things for 4 years, but no. In fact, it's never the same. So they pre-click things for you. Then you got, what the hell? Click it off. So the weird inconsistency of YouTube is actually wild. What's even more wild is that Duke has been watching some video gamers, and I'll be subconsciously watching it, doing something, and then I'll look at it, and it's not good, right? But what do I know about good content? And then I'll go, how many views does this have? And it's got 30 million views, and it's literally just a guy playing a video game. To me, it goes back to my theory of being turned on and off. You know, YouTube is the greatest influencer that humanity's ever seen. So just like when I talk about the A and the B book on exchanges, how they know your stop losses, they know all the metrics, it's their exchange, they know their business. YouTube has those same metrics. So when they want to turn an influencer on or off, it's just click. You know, and you see it. These people are out of nowhere. I think Ben got clicked on back in 2020. I think they just clicked them on, ran them up to 1.3 million and shut them off. And that was it. No calls. It's been predicted Bitcoin will be over 5 million or more. Most say over 1 million. This info is from many experts, investors in Bitcoin. I wish you could post on Rumble, but follow Invest Answers James on YouTube. I think he's always on Twitter, on Facebook. Yeah, I do follow James. He's great. The only black spot James has in my heart is he shilled FTX and Celsius with affiliate links, ruining a lot of his. I'm sure it breaks his heart. Like if you watch James enough, you'll know he's pretty sensitive. And the thought of if he ruined anyone, I'm pretty sure, you know, if someone got ruined by FTX and they sent him an email like with the numbers, I'm like, he's the type of guy that'd be like, here's, you know, 60K, like send it back or whatever. I'm not saying don't do it, or do it, but you know, he's like that. But to me, there's only really, I actually don't know anyone outside of James that from Invest Answers that consistently brings simple data and info to his community. Most others are affiliate shills, and I get it. You know, like every day I get 5 emails about exchanges to do commercials for. I even got one from Mr. Beast. And that was probably a scam, because most of them are scams, but some of them are legit. Anyway, I don't think he runs affiliate links anymore after that, which is, you know, it's a hard lesson, because he was new to Bluetooth. He was new to YouTube from last cycle. So, you know, what did he know? He didn't really know the dark side of exchanges and whatnot. And so when everything came falling down, he was caught with his pants down too. Like, cause he's generally, you know, a pretty, I don't know. He's one of the best, I think. Anyway, to sum it up, he's one of the best. I've actually even thought about joining his Patreon, because he's like, I wonder how much info I'm leaving off the table by just watching his YouTube things. Anyway, yeah, that's my glowing endorsement. Oh, this is what I wanted to tell you guys. Do me a favor. Here, I don't have it here. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to look for James. My vids for later. Oh, we can't really show that to the public. Well, maybe we'll take a look at it. Invest Answers. Okay. Here it is. Now, is this? Yeah. I'm going to put it in this chat, maybe. I've seen James do some of his live streams. It's called DCA on Mondays. It's great. It's one of my favorite shows of all crypto shows. Is called DCA, and it goes live on Mondays and has CT Larson, Marty Party, and Mando. But then they have a revolving guy, and I think it may be Patreon guests of his, like people that belong to his Patreon. But there's in the off chance that they just get random people, you know, like myself. I would like to share my Canadian knowledge with those guys. Not that there's anything different. We just live behind a more censored way of life here. And so if you can click on his link, get there, and suggest having pianomattyb on DCA Live. That'll be like, remember how I ended up playing the Bitcoin conference because of you guys? You guys constantly tweeting out the Bitcoin conference till they had no choice but to say, hey, and get a hold of me. Hey, what the hell's going on here? So maybe if we can pull this one off, it will be a win, because when it comes to the Bitcoin sphere, there's only a few that I would like to be associated with, and some of them I am, and some of them I'm not. And James is one that I would like, because I think he has the best interest. You know, he's not too hopium, and he's not too doom and gloom. He's actually pretty fair, even keeled. Anyway, if you happen to start watching him or his videos, you know, put in the comments, have pianomattyb on, pianomattyb sent me, etc., etc., etc. And that'll be our new project, and I'll probably harp on that for the next little while. Let's take a look into, let's finish. Let's take a look into my videos for later. As you can see on the daily, the 38.2% fib is that 112? God, my eyesight's going here. 112, yeah, that's the 38%. What's going here? Yeah. 38.2% fib. This is that metric that we want to get over, you know, based on dumps in the past on the weekly chart mainly, but everyone has the metric of doom, so to speak. This is a doomy metric. We got to get over that, or else it brings in the dead cat bounce-ables. And we don't want that. So that metric is 112.2 on the daily. Lasers go pew pew, done and done. I said you should have pianomattyb on DCA live. Thank you in advance. Perfect. That would be like the highlight of my bull run, to do that, because they're all great. And to touch back on it, all of the guys there have more information for you on DCA live than you will get from any of the big channels, you know, like the coin bureaus and the altcoin dailies. They don't even hold a candle to these guys. You'll realize it if you go and you go check it out. You'll be like, holy shit, I've been missing almost everything. Because like I said the other day, I was watching that Satoshi Stacker telling how he got wrecked and lost $6 million, and in the same breath, but if you like to trade, here's on my trading links, and you can go on my links now. And if you want to trade like me and lose $6 million, go trade on my links. It was just like, it was laughable. Anyway, on the weekly, where is that metric? 38.2% is 117. So really, the doom and gloom, bite your nails zone is 112 to 117. We really want to blow past it to get out of what could be the beginning of a bearish leg down. Once we blast through there, we will know that it's just another oscillation of the market doing nothing, really. So like the problem with today's market, if I were to adjudicate it properly, is that there's not a lot of outside the ETFs, outside the treasury companies. There's not a lot of natural exchange spot buyers to push that price up. So it's very easy to, splash and spoof the exchanges with these big whales and push the price down. And there's no real retaliation from eager retail, because all the eager retail are probably already invested and biting their nails in ETFs right now. So that's the difference between these two bull runs, 2025 and 2021, is that the eager retail were buying spot. And now the eager retail has probably just bought ETFs and are holding like, I can't look type things, because they don't. My fear about the ETFs, and everyone says this is smart money. They're holding for 20 years. I bought it for a bit. I bought that narrative, but I don't think so. Like, you can take the smart money out of the spot exchange, but you can't take the spot exchange out of the smart money, if that even makes sense. And what I mean by that is that they're still just noobs when it comes to Bitcoin price. However, they got into it as a wild card. So if it starts expressing itself as a wild card, like with these violent swings, they're like, yeah, not for me. You were right, Ed, my financial advisor, who just makes more money off my portfolio than I do. You were right. It is too volatile for an old boomer like myself. So get me the hell out of here. I can't take 10% swings, right? And then they're out. Listen, imagine if they had a 30% swing. So like the carnage, I think, will be real. Like, as much as I want to subscribe to the narrative that there won't be a crypto winter again, I just know that these noob retails that are in ETFs, they won't be able to handle a 30% drawdown. Like, we're talking 30, not 70. Like, all of us nutcases here, we're sitting in 2022 at 16K, a 75% drawdown, sitting there just sun tanning. You know, like, what? It's 70%. It's not as bad as the last one. You know, that's how insane we all are. But these retail noobs that were just, you know, got into these ETFs, they're not going to handle a 70% drawdown. They're not going to hodl on. They're not as long term as I think they're described. So when the bears start dogpiling in on the price, severe, like under 100K, 100K is a big psychological number. I think we'll see them panic, just like they always do. All they do is panic. Right there, that's what retail does. They panic at the top whether they should sell or not, and they panic at the bottom whether they should sell or not. Right, so they're always hovering that sell button. I have exposure to these people via text and phone. Hey, should I sell it? It's up a bit. Should I sell it? No, it's not really up a bit. You know, these are people that came in at 100K, right? So it's 125. It is up more than anything else they've ever invested in. It's up that much, right? So they're panicking. But it's not like they got it. They bought 100K and now they're up 25K. You know, they put in, you know, a lot less. So they don't have 25,000 to the upside, right? I'm like, no, you got to wait. You need exponential gains to kick in. You need it to compound before you start taking off the top. You know, you just, and then I'm going to get the same calls when it starts dumping. Hey, we're underwater here. Should we sell? No, this is actually the worst time to sell, but it's going down. I'm like, yeah, it's the worst time to sell. And it's like a tree falls in a forest with these people. The price is going down, but it's a bad time to sell. But the price is when it's up, it's also a bad time to sell. Make sure you like and subscribe and share this video.